Comps are actually fairly cohesive. The T1 comp obviously has a bit more onus on them to actually do something, because if you get into a mid to late game scenario, DRX has a slight lead on a relatively... DRX are the ones that need to play it slow, that need to avoid an engage.
Yeah, this is aggressive. Carrier has the Eclipse, though. He's soaking so much damage as Teddy gets exhausted in the end. Cuz going to get that smite off for the extra heal. Does have flash, so he's not going to die. However, does still have to get out of the pit. As you can see, Canna still on the top side. No teleport. And that is going to mean that this Cloud Drake does go over to DRX.
And initially, you might look past that. You don't want to overreach her as T1 because you're still in a comfortable position. This composition doesn't need to get early leads. You just need to play the mid game well.
Well, there's the flash out, but still the Terrify is going to land onto Faker. Teleport comes on in as Solka in a bit of trouble, has to flash out, but they still manage to pick up the kill, and Solka holds on to his huge lead that he has in that mid lane.
And if you're someone you want a gold lead on, it is Solka. Their lineup, it's very backline dive oriented. Faker.
Yeah, in goes Yoshik, wasting no time at all, but now they're looking to try and turn this one around. Solka finds the paddle star out of nowhere. Cuz still looking for it. Remember, this tower is not there. He has flash available. Solka not so lucky, but Cuz doesn't want to press that flash button because it gives one potentially to the Zoe. Cuz now as well looking for Becca, who comes on in, but not going to be able to find too much.
I take it back.
There to save it.
Cuz uses the gold very well. Unfortunately, though, Faker dies again, and this is the capitalization of that flash that was blown earlier. Second time that he's been taken down, and Faker, the victor in this matchup and in this game, just means that no matter what happens as T1, you can sleep well at night, knowing, okay, listen, we have the backup insurance, right? If all else fails, Faker on his trusty Victor will be able to carry the late game team fights. That is still the case, but the more gold you give over to Solka, the harder that is going to be.
Oh, Yoshik's in trouble here. Meganar comes out and the horse smashed against the wall. Take the boulder to the face. This Drake, but now T1 want to fight for it.
Oh, Kana.
Oh, look at that Naba. That is beautiful right now as T1 wanting to try and avoid this poke. So far, so good. And Canna just skirting around the edges. You can see all of these abilities flying through, but none of them finding any joy here as DRX going to lose priority in the mid lane, and that means that they lose priority in the river. T1 will deny the soul point, and this looks a little bit like a turning of the tide.
DRX's scaling, or lack of scaling rather, is kind of going to kick in.
Oh my,
no way.
Are we really doing this? Is this really happening? Okay, no, it's given away. DRX in the area. This is ballsy from T1, yeah. Down to about half health on the Baron. T1 desperately wanting to get DRX over to this area. They are going to get their wish. As DRX wanting to try and layer some of this poke. This Baron down to about 3,000 and T1, of course, they don't want to flip. As Yoshi going to take a bit of damage from the Baron. Now it's the blue buff being delivered over to Faker. Slow comes in. There's the Zenith Blade as Teddy comes on over. Can they lock him down? The flash forward Teddy, so aggressive as the horse will fall. Carrier taking a fair bit of damage as the Chaos Storm getting hyper value in the back line. I don't know how T1 have done this or why they decided to go for that Baron, but it worked out beautifully.
And we said T1, they have a composition where you need to pull the trigger. Well, they pulled the trigger there. Flash forward from Faker, flash forward from Teddy, flash forward from Carrier. It's still risky to go for this Baron because there's so much poke available.
It's not a flip anymore, though, because there's no smite available on DRX's side. However, this is a poke composition. It wants to be in these sort of spots where they can just throw buttons at their opponent. Basically not real. As Kingen going to find a few friends. Yoshik also going to get rid of Teddy immediately after the Killer Instinct. A lot of CC, takes about 4 turret shots, and Teddy will be taken down. The Jace is going to be traded, but now Cuz running into the enemy base. It's precisely not what you want, so here's the mess up.
Even though they had vision in the immediate part of the jungle, they didn't actually know where everyone on DRX was, so it was a really, really deep play. Didn't quite work out. T1, though, still going to contest his Baron.
Yep, 3 versus 4 right now, 6,000 health on the Baron. Canna wanting to get that Nabar charge. Remember, this is exactly what Faker wants. This is precisely the position a Victor is in love with, as Becca has to get out of there. Yoshik as well is almost dead. Kerry is going to be traded for as Canna gets to the Meganar in the nick of time. But the Baron is still going to be warded off, and that was 100% because Faker existed. He almost has that Chaos Storm back available as well. As Kingan's going to turn up one more time. I believe he's completely invisible to T1. Now Teddy headed to the area, and now we're just going back again. as they force the reset. The Braum is still backing. The Pyoshik's coming from base right now.
It's fast.
Bubbles still getting on in here. Yeah, remember, this is Kai'Sa. She does do a lot of damage to the Baron, but once again, T1 are not willing to flip, and they back away. But the gold lead is shrinking. Help him out in the matchup. Faker's got a Lich Bane, man. This guy is looking to fight extended trades. Oh no, Kingen caught out in his jungle. That is precisely not what you want. Looking for Faker right now as the gravity field is going to work. The flash comes out, devastating charge. Only going to move Faker closer to safety, but flash away from the Victor, so important.
This time Faker does have the Zhonya's available, so while the flash being gone is still a dangerous position to be in, it's not as bad as it would otherwise be, because
he's supposed to be tanky. Gonna have to flash out as well. Count him. That is 2 flashes now down, and DRX using this as a sign to potentially go for this Baron. Nara's on the bottom side of the map, teleport in hand. And it is going to come through here. Let's see whether DRX can actually find this, as they're looking to try and collapse on the one. I do like the idea. However, Canna is able to get out of the way with that extra movement speed.
And both teams are playing really, really respectfully, and it makes sense considering this is a best of 5, and it feels so good to get an initial play right, as they're still going to go for the Baron.
Yep, they thought the DRX had actually gone for a reset here as they see Kingen in the mid lane. All right, here's the team fight. Big Nara into the wall, but only really landing onto Becca, who goes golden as well, soaking so much of this damage. Chaos Storm is going to wear out as Teddy tries to be a hero 1v3 in the back line. Does he have the ability to keep himself alive? He flashes into the wall, will be taken down, and Bao will survive. And T1 are limping away from this battle. Faker now in trouble. Remember that flash from earlier? Yeah, you ain't getting out of that one. And Pyoshik will take down the man in the mid lane, and T1 make a fumble that could cost them this Baron.
And they want to pull the trigger, understandably, but I feel like, as you said, they blew everything on Becca. It's just a Braum. He stalls with his shield, then he stalls with the stopwatch, and that means that DRX, after all, now going to be able to pick up the Baron here. And a poke composition with Baron at this point in the game is in... Yes. Yeah. Be a offensive or defensive horse, depending on what the moment calls for.
Yeah.
Or defensively or offensively, both are really fine. As long as you carry stay alive, you're happy.
Well, he's just going to dive in underneath this turret, able to sprint his way out as well, as you can see, buying a lot of space to get damage down. They have this siege minion doing a fair bit of work as well. And this turret not going to last very long whatsoever. As the last few autos, this should be the inhibitor going down. You saw Canna was able to get that minion wave move towards that top side very comfortably. So DRX going to have to do a little bit more housekeeping before they can break apart the base anymore. Now, this inhibitor, they're looking to try and take this before they get out. Voidseeker not going to find too much joy. T1 still trying to get this setup in position. T1 now feeling like it's their opportunity to move in. Does over to the side, Bubble will connect, base gate going to be there, but still going to get chunked. Solka does so much damage. And now Canna's going to dive forward, gets the Gnar back on 2, good wallop, and Bao disappears from the fight. Now running away is the Udyr, not going to be so safe, but the bottom lane's dead. The Jace is dead, and Faker is at full health. Carrier able to get all of his CC down, and DRX will be lying on the floor. Carrier even presses his stopwatch. He will... No, I was about to say that he was going to go down. Eventually he does, but that is the ace for T1, and the teleports erupt on the top side of the map. Faker will return the favor, and the inhibitor wasn't even taken.
It's the OG T1 special. They look like you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's going on.
They're like an injured gazelle with a minigun hiding in their pocket.
One team fight is all they need, and it is Kana that finds the engage. And we didn't have the time because so much has been happening in the last couple of minutes of this game, but you saw when Bao went for that, and not actually gonna end. I got a little overexcited. How can you not into a DRX form that has so much range available?
Yeah. Well, Super Minions are pushing down the top side. We've got a teleport in from Canna. This is very far away from this Baron that is being burst down extraordinarily quickly. Cuz wanted to get in there and make it a 50-50. Voidseeker goes wide. The Baron very low. Now Pyoshik looking for the turn. Teddy avoids him completely. Devastating charge onto Faker. Teddy just going to play it defensively. I love it from this guy. His carrier will be taken down. But another flash Gnar from Canna, and he says no. We are winning game one. Faker goes golden. That's the ace. Quadra kill for Teddy. And that is going to be game.
In the very end, T1 finds the flank, finds the fight that they were looking for. The kite back on that final fight was beautiful because you saw DRX, they thought they had the opening. Kana was nowhere to be seen. He was charging up his Mega Bar on the Krugs, but still, they weren't fast enough. And that is the one downside of the DRX comp. Actually hard engaging without the setup isn't what you do very well.
Yeah.
You need time.